There's a silence that breaks men more deeply than any sword, the silence that follows when you finally stop explaining yourself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." He understood that the greatest battle was not fought against others but against one's own thoughts. In the noise of the world, people demand reactions. They feed on your words, your defenses, your need to be understood, but silence. Silence starves them. It takes away their control and returns it to you. The human mind cannot stand silence, yet when it begins to question, to doubt, to fear. And in that quiet, truth appears. When someone wrongs you, they expect your anger. They expect the storm of words, the endless explanations, the desperate need to be seen. But when you give them nothing, no reaction, no reply, no chase, they are left to face the reflection they have long avoided. Your silence becomes the mirror they cannot escape. It forces them to see who they are, not who they pretend to be. This is not revenge. This is self-mastery. As Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. The world will test you, trying to pull you into battles of pride and pain. But when you choose silence, you win the war before it begins. Silence is not weakness. It is discipline. It is the art of choosing peace over reaction, of knowing that your worth does not need to be proven through noise. Those who left you, those who mocked you, those who doubted you, they expected your collapse. But your silence became their confusion. Your calm became their storm. And as Seneca once said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. When you stop feeding your pain with thoughts and words, it begins to die. When you stop explaining, you start healing. They thought your silence meant defeat. But silence is not surrender, it is sovereignty. It is standing tall in the ruins and saying, I need no witness for my strength, because true power does not announce itself. It simply is. It does not roar. It does not explain. It stands, calm, clear, unshaken. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you are not losing ground. You are reclaiming your empire. Not the empire of Rome, but the empire within. The greatest war ever fought was never on the battlefield, but within the mind of man. In time, silence becomes more than strength. It becomes understanding. When the storm inside you calms, when the noise fades, you begin to hear what was always there, the voice of reason, the whisper of the soul. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." These words were not written from peace, but from battle. They were written by a man surrounded by betrayal, war, and death, yet still he ruled himself. True silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of clarity. It is the moment you stop reacting to what others think you are, and begin becoming what you truly are. The world will always misunderstand the quiet ones. They will say you are cold, distant, detached. They will accuse you of not caring, but what they cannot see is that silence is not cold, it is focused. You are no longer wasting your energy explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. When you stop defending yourself, you start defining yourself. When you stop fighting for attention, you begin attracting respect. Because silence changes the language of power. It no longer speaks through anger or ego, but through discipline and self-control. Epictetus said, "If you wish to be strong, learn to enjoy being misunderstood." To the untrained mind, silence feels like defeat. But to the wise, silence is sacred ground, a space where pain is not amplified but transformed. Every time you resist the urge to react, every time you hold back words that would only feed the fire, you are training your mind to serve you, not enslave you, to become so disciplined within that no storm outside can move you. You must understand, silence is not passivity. It is the choice to fight battles that matter and ignore those that don't. It is knowing that your peace is worth more than your pride. Seneca once wrote, "He who is brave is free." Freedom does not mean the absence of chains. It means the absence of control others have over your emotions. When your silence grows out of wisdom, not wounded pride, you are no longer a prisoner of reaction. You become the master of response. Each of them is fighting the same invisible war, to remain calm in a world addicted to chaos. And that, my friend, is the highest form of courage, to remain still when the world demands noise. They will test your silence. They will provoke you. trying to pull you back into the same storms you've outgrown. They will say you've changed, and you have. You've learned that silence is not weakness. It is a weapon sharpened by wisdom. Let them wonder why you no longer react. Let them feel the emptiness their noise once filled. Because the longer you remain calm, the louder your absence becomes. When you sit in silence long enough, you begin to see yourself. You begin to understand that all the noise of the world, the insults, the praise, the misunderstanding, none of it can touch the core of who you are. Only you can disturb your peace. And when you learn to protect that peace, no loss, no rejection, no betrayal can truly harm you. They may shake your body, but never your spirit. Remember this. The disciplined mind is unbreakable. It does not chase. It does not beg. It does not explain. It observes, understands, and lets go. Because the silence you keep today will build the strength you carry tomorrow. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Your silence is not revenge, and it is evolution. It is the quiet rise of a soul that no longer needs to shout to prove it survived. Let the world talk. Let them misunderstand you. Let them fill the air with noise. Yours him remain still. Because the man or woman who learns the discipline of silence does not walk away defeated. They walk away free. In your silence, they will finally hear the truth, that peace was your power all along.